All in agreement?
Aye.
Great.
Was that a
Okay.
curveball?
That was a little curveball. Yeah, I was thinking ahead once again. Okay, so additions. I do have several different additions. One of the things that I was going to wait until the end of the meeting, but I'm going to say it now. I'm greatly appreciative for everything that everybody has done in the town. The employees, the volunteers, everybody. We just come off a great series this summer of Music in the Park. We had an excellent fireworks celebration this summer, National Night Out. That was knocked right out of the park. It was perfect. Great with the band. It coincided with one of our Music in the Parks, which was great. Also, just this weekend, we had, again, another unbelievably good Plattekill Day. It was a fantastic event, and thank you very much to Sarah and Marianne for chairing that and making that happen. A lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of hard work goes into that, as well as all the volunteers who worked their butts off, including the town board. I appreciate all the work that you guys did too. Congratulations to the recipients of the Citizen of the Year, and a great thank you to Esther Capola for chairing that committee for many, many years. The next thing I have is a letter from Eva Carver. And I just received this morning, so you guys don't have a copy of it, but I'm going to read it. And it's actually a conversation that I had on the phone probably about 2 weeks ago with Miss Carver. But I've had this with several different residents and expressing their concerns over the speed limits down by the Plattekill Elementary School in Plattekill. It's currently, I believe, 45 miles an hour. So the letter that I received this morning from, it's dated September 12th, 2025. Dear Mr. Depew Sr., I am writing with concerns about the speed limit in front of the Plattekill Elementary School. Every other school in the area have speed posted signs of 35 miles an hour in front of their schools, with a speed limit of 45 miles an hour at the Plattekill Elementary School and no sidewalks. Many times children are walking in front of the school in the road. Please help with this issue. The children are our future. And respectfully, Eva Carver. So just to let you guys know that my intent is to reach out once again to the Department of Transportation and request for that speed limit change in that area. There's also, I believe, some signage that might possibly be missing that was taken down over the years. And I do have some notes on that. I'll express my concerns about that also. I think it's basically the signs that were down there were actually kind of a forewarning to the speed limit in that area. Let folks know that it was a school in that
But
area.
Dean, actually like Walk Hill Middle School, isn't that 25?
I
They have
think-
the flashing light.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
believe
say.
that's 25 in front of the school,
Yeah.
not
I thought-
35.
I thought on the side that Our Lady of Fatima, there used to be
There
sign there.
there is a sign over there, but the one that James is talking about, which makes all the sense in the world, it's a sign that says when flashing,
Yeah.
it's 25 miles an hour.
Okay.
So when school is in session, during the hours of the school, that sign flashes with that prescribed speed limit. The one that's in Plattekill, I believe by Our Lady of Fatima, just indicates that the school is there. But I'm not sure that it says any special speed
And I
limit.
thought we used to have a crossing guard there also,
Yeah, I don't know what the school district does. I don't know what they provide, but
because it was part of the police.
yeah. I'll tell you this, Willie. If you'd like, you and I can take a ride down there and
Yeah.
look at the front of the school.
Yeah.
Write down, maybe take some notes before I call DOT. Get an idea on what the speed limits are, what the signage is, what the flashing sign is, and basically try to come up with some kind of a suggestion or a request, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a flashing light, but I don't think there's a speed limit.
No,
I don't
I think
think
it
it's
just says school.
35.
Yeah.
Because technically, I think the speed limit there is 45.
45.
Because then it goes up to 55 down
Yeah,
the street.
you're right,
Yeah.
you're right, no, it
They're
has to be taken
requesting
care of.
it to be lowered to 35.
Yes.
And rightfully so.
And in
quite
front of the
honestly.
school, it should be 25 when
Understood.
school's in session.
Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that, and I will
Yep.
give you guys an update. The next thing, I received a call, but I also received after the call several different emails, and these emails are from a company called Linkwell. And Linkwell is a company, and the executive account director, so to speak, I believe, his name is Jim Gardner. What this gentleman did is he called up and he basically told us, or told me, the conversation went into charging stations for EV cars. They said that they work in conjunction with Central Hudson, and this would be a 100% free grant. And when they said the 100% free grant, there was a lot of questions that I asked as far as what does this look like? What does it look like? And they told me that what they do is they recommend one post services 2 vehicles. Most smaller towns use 2 posts, so they have the ability to service 4 vehicles. And they said generally what they do is put them in the business districts or around the municipal buildings where people can come, plug in, and then go entertain themselves at the local businesses. Right now, for something like this, also there is a cost in the future for the actual program that goes along with this, the computer program, to do the billing and the monitoring and so forth. So it is a, how would I say, it is a revenue, so to speak, for the town. It's a very minute revenue. And initially, I don't know what that is, but he did send me some information. I'll make copies of it and put it in your boxes so you guys have it. But right now, we don't have businesses that are right located, so to speak, right here by the town hall. I don't know whether we have room to do something like that here. I think we're squeezed for room for something like that, and I don't know if we have the need. One of the things that I asked him is, how do they know where the EV chargers are if somebody has an electric vehicle? And basically, you can go online. There's an app. Seems like there's an app for everything these days.
Yeah, there is.
And it tells you where they are. And one of the things that he kept pushing was the New York State Thruway, where a lot of folks are traveling on the Thruway. And my conversation then led into, we are 6 miles south of the of the New Paltz exit, and we are about 12 miles north of the Newburgh exit. And those towns have, I guess, more availability for folks to do what they have to do in those towns while they wait. I didn't really see that there was something that was going to draw them to Plattekill, or Modena, if you will, and to come out and charge. So I would think that they would want to get off the Thruway, charge, and get right back on as quick as they could. Nonetheless, in conversation, we got talking about the possible placing of a charging station might be our town park.
That's what I was
And,
thinking.
yeah, where you pull in, and we do have, when you pull into the parking lot to the left, there is a row of handicap parking, and over on the end might be cost effective, and it does have the electric over there, the 3-phase electric coming down the road. I don't know that we have the 3-phase out front here, so that might be something that might stop us from doing it here. But with your guys' blessing or desire, I can further the conversation with Mr. Gardner, or give you time to think about it, whatever. But it is a possibility that we can do something at the park with 2 of those stanchions, and I do not know what the revenue stream would be for that. But I do know that, a lot of folks like the idea of being able to plug in the vehicle, and the park is an extremely good opportunity for folks to visit the park while they're charging their vehicles, the Veterans Park across the street, and just enjoying whatever they can down there while their vehicle charges. But what is your desire? What is your thoughts?
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah.
I understand with the cars, but does it have an ability, like we have these electric bikes, to
Good
have,
point. I never
to
thought of
have
that.
a part of that, because people go to the park with that electric bike and they might be able to charge. So do they have an option for that also? Because this way, when they're playing the games and doing whatever they're doing there, they could be charging their bike to go back.
That's a very good a good question, and maybe what you should have done is patent that thought before you let that out in the open, because that kind of makes somewhat sense to be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
But I can ask that, and good question.
Yeah,
Mr.
to have like a
O'Flaherty.
120 that you could trickle charge your.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could trickle charge. Well, when we were there for the, matter of fact, we were talking to the gentleman at, on that Tuesday for the music in the park. And he was there with that brand new bike.
Yep. Yeah, which was an electric bike, and would give folks the opportunity too. I don't know if bicycle clubs or what have you have the same opportunity with
Yeah.
an app to do that, but you might draw folks in there for that as well.
Yeah.
So, is it, Mr. Fazio, what do you think?
My only question would be, I know it's a grant to put it in. Down the road, if something happens to these charges, who's
Yep.
responsible for the cost of repairing?
I believe we would.
Oh.
And so I guess my greatest take, looking down on something like this, there is no such thing as a free lunch. So
Exactly.
my thing was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll have to ask him a little bit closer, that it was either a 2 or 5 year contract, if you will, that there would be no charge at all to the town. After a certain prescribed time, we would have to pay for the program that would go along with this. And I don't even know what that would be. And that was one of my questions. Is it
So
going
I
to
guess-
be, is it going to be something that's going to bankrupt us in the end? Or are we going to have to sign a contract saying, okay, we get it for 5 years for nothing, but the next 5 years we're going to pay through the nose? So there's still a lot of
Yes, just another
unanswered
question.
questions. And I would love to give them the opportunity to come here so they can directly answer what's there. But I'll make copies of this stuff
Okay.
and I'll put it in your mailboxes so you guys can read this. I'll reach back out to them with your questions. And if you guys would like, I will get on a phone call, if I can, a Zoom call, at the very least to include everybody, so we can ask those questions as well during that time. But I think that's a lot of good questions, I really do. I think that was good input, and I thank you guys for that. Okay. Next I would like to set a public hearing date for the MS4. And the MS4 is our drainage districts and water. And basically what that is, we don't really necessarily have to do it as a public hearing, but we have to make the public aware of our plans, our rules, our regulations, and everything to do with MS4. So currently, right now, the entire MS4 report is on our website, and anybody has the availability to go on the website and read that. I will tell you this, I'm not gonna make copies of it and hand it to you, because that entire packet is about 6 inches tall. There is a lot of lumber in that paperwork. So I would encourage you guys to look at the website. I know that you guys have all looked at it before and read it. But I would like to set a public hearing just to give the public a chance to ask questions or what have you. And that would be for our meeting on October 1st, 2025. All right. The other thing that I want to bring up is our budget meetings. Always a fun time. Budget meetings. I am looking this year I know that the board is extremely busy and all over the map, but I would like to do some of those budget meetings during the day as well as the evenings. And all of these budget meetings are going to be recorded and put on our website as well as our YouTube. So we do have the availability for the folks to watch. Keep in mind, the tentative budget is going to be released when the tentative budget comes out. I spent so many hours last year defending what the board does, so many hours, and I gotta tell you, I was pulling my hair out with the little hair that I have. I would explain to residents during the day for 2, 3, 4 hours at a clip, and later on, I would be giving snapshots of Facebook's postings, the same people I talked to, completely turning what the tentative budget is around. So a tentative budget is basically, it's a wish list from all the departments. It's what they would like to have to make the departments run more efficiently, better, and in some cases, be able to run, things that are absolutely lacking. Tentative budget is always going to come out a little bit higher. It's a budget, a request that's put before the board has a chance to look at it. Every department head comes in, spends their time, and does their due diligence along with the board to get rid of I don't want to say get rid of, but maybe curtail or find another way to finance things. But we look at wants, needs, and have-to-haves. There's a lot of mandates that we have no control over. There's a lot of cost changes that we have no control over. But the tentative budget basically is the first wish list or the first initial budget, and we will do our due diligence to keep the tax levies down on all residents of the town. So right now, we are looking at the budget meeting dates for the week of the 6th of October. So I would ask that, we don't need to set hard dates right now, but I would ask the board to look at those dates and tell me what dates, what times work best for you. I will also extend this out to Councilman Hoppenstead for the same dates his request desires. I am also looking at the week of the 13th. Potentially, I may have some days during the week of the 13th that I may not be available, and I will also let you guys know what that is. I believe the week of the 20th also, if we need the week of the 20th, we'll extend it into the week of the 20th. Some of the budgets obviously are a little bit straightforward, that we can pretty much accomplish 2 or 3 of those in one night. Some of the other budgets, the highway department, the supervisor's budget, they are a little bit lengthy, and sometimes we have to meet 2 and 3 times, and we'll do what we have to do. But nonetheless, I'd appreciate any of you guys' input for those 3 weeks of time, and give me the best, whether we do it over the phone, stop in, see me, or what have you. It would be great. And I believe for additions, that is all I have. Does anybody else have any additions?
No.
None? Okay. So, let's go to the meat and potatoes here. So, for the reports, I think we have our police monthly report, our building department monthly report, assessor's monthly report, buildings and grounds monthly report, and dog control monthly report. I believe we have all reports with the exception of the dog control monthly report. Does anybody have that?
Gee, that's a big surprise. When's the last time we got that?
It's been quite some time. You guys have not received it either.
And we've talked to them about it and
No, I
whatever.
haven't seen that.
Yeah. So let's do this.
Pretty sure we requested that, didn't we?
We
Many
we
times,
requested
Steve.
that.
Okay.
So, that being said, our reports, we currently have the Plattekill Police, Building Department Assessor's Monthly Report, Buildings and Grounds Monthly Report. We do not have the Dog Control Monthly Report once again, and I would like to make a motion that we do not read those reports during this meeting, that they are all available either on the back table or in the town clerk's
I will
office.
second that motion.
So, there's a motion on the floor to not read the reports with a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carry. Under business, the Veterans Memorial, the bids. We did not receive any bids on the last round. So, this is the letter, September 16th, 2025, bid for Veterans Memorial Project. The second bid opening was conducted at 11 a.m. September 16th, 2025. Following the conclusion of the special bidding period, there was no bid submitted by any vendors or contractors for the above referenced project. This memorandum will be filed with the town clerk and serve as an official record of bid openings and the results. Sincerely, Sarah Nelson, town clerk. Okay, and it is sealed. So, that being said, this is the second bid that we put out. I will tell you this. The first bid that we put out was only out for a period, I believe, of 2 weeks. That was pretty hefty, and probably with the end of the summer coming and the contractors who are doing work, they're trying to make hay while the sun shines, probably concern themselves more with the efforts of getting their job that they were currently doing done, and therefore we only had one bid. The town board chose not to accept the bid because of the amount of funding that we have available, and we chose to put it back out to bid. But we did bid it in the local paper, which I believe only comes out once a week. What is the board's feeling about possibly extending that? I know it costs money to put it in the other newspapers, but we have daily publications, and we have one, the Middletown Record, which I believe is already approved, and we have another one that's a daily publication, which is the Kingston Freeman. Those two are daily papers. Both of them come with a greater cost than a weekly publication, but the time is ticking, and we have, I believe, until January 1st to move on this or lose this grant. I do not want to lose this grant.
We've had this grant since 2015. We are 10 years into it, and here we are trying to get done with it in the final quarter of the final quarter. So what's your feelings on this, Mr. Fazio?
My only question is, because I know we hear it from someone, do we have an idea what the cost for the ad would be?
I believe it is, for those two papers, somewhere around the $110, $120 mark. I believe it's at that.
If it's around there,
Well,
you know what, even if it's 200,
so keep in mind, we did advertise it in the Middletown Record.
right,
We may gain interest by re-advertising it in the Middletown Record, I would hope, especially since they know it was advertised once before. But I think we should do our due diligence, and I hate to say it, but we need to get this bid and somebody to put in a bid number that we can work with. My feelings are, we should probably spend up to $400 and put it in two different
right, because
publications.
that's covering, what's the
That'll
grant?
cover-
Isn't there 71 or 72?
There's approximately $71,000, a little over $71,000 in that grant, and we need to have it committed. And
Yeah,
get
so
the
if you
rest
have
of
to
the park
spend
finished.
$300 or $400
Mm-hmm.
to get someone interested,
Yeah,
I would say that's good bang for your buck.
yep.
I'm in agreement there. Is there anything preventing us from advertising on social media platforms that don't require a cost?
No, we should be doing that as well.
So, I know we have our town stuff, right, our town page?
Yes.
And we can use, unless there's something preventing us.
Yeah,
from
no,
that.
we've already done that.
Okay,
Yep.
so
And
I'm
we
just
can do
thinking
that as well.
Yeah, again,
Yes.
because out of pocket is certainly more tangible than paper these days.
Understood.
So I just think that might be no cost and more attention, you know?
How about you, Mr. Castillo?
I have mixed feelings, not about the paper, but we have a highway department that has a paver. How come we can't get them to do the paving up there?
So, according to the grant, when you do the work yourself.
You don't get it?
You don't get the money.
Well, that answers
So
that
it's
question.
it's called in-kind work. So
That's-
in-kind work means
Yeah.
that if you can do it yourself and you're available and you have the ability to do it yourself,
You don't need a
you
grant.
shouldn't be looking for a grant. Somebody else who can't do it will look for that.
Okay.
Also, if you look at the bid package, it's not just the blacktopping, it's the blacktopping, there's mason work for the sign, there's excavation work to put the sign in.
Okay.
So basically, it is to finish up that grant.
Well, another reason why I asked that question
Mm-hmm.
is because the public doesn't know that either.
Yeah, they don't.
And
But-
so once you have this on file, why they're not doing it?
Yeah.
Is because if we do it, we don't get no money.
And we also have roads to work on too.
Right,
So,
and roads too, yeah.
so my desire and ambition and commitment is that to get this done so we don't lose this money and move forward. So my recommendation is that we allot up to $400 for advertising and put this back out for another round of advertising.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion on that? Does that sound like a good number?
Yes.
Does it sound like enough? Does it sound like too much?
It's a good start.
To tell you the truth, I know obituaries cost $300 in the record.
Well, this job is killing us.
Yeah, that I'm done.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it only $250 or?
So
or can we allow
how
it-
about we do this?
400 for each.
How about I rescind my motion, you rescind your second,
Yes.
and I will make a motion to move forward with advertising it in both the Middletown Record and the Kingston Freeman. And since we did it in the Middletown Record before, it might be more cost effective to do it in the Poughkeepsie Journal and the Kingston Freeman.
Yes,
That way we're reaching other areas that we haven't reached before.
yes.
So let's do our due diligence. Let's make a motion to, I will make a motion to re-advertise for bid for the work on the park as it stands with the proposed package that we're handing out. And we will do it in the Dutchess County paper, Ulster County paper, and Orange County paper if we feel that it's cost effective.
Yes.
So when I say that, I don't want to put a cap onto it, but cost effective, I think, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars in advertising and not get what we're looking for.
Right.
But I think, honestly, we have to do more due diligence to get the word out there. So make the motion to go ahead and re-advertise this in, I guess, multiple publications.
Second.
So we have a motion on the floor to re-advertise this project for the Veterans Park in multiple papers, so to speak. And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carry. Thank you. I will do that first thing today. Okay, so we have that done. So we did put out we have a moratorium presently on the battery storage. And we did put out a request for the Ulster County Planning Board to look at our new laws that we're proposing for the best storage. And what they do, their meeting was on the same exact night as our first meeting of the month, and they come back with a referral response. And this would be for battery storage. This is what I had received. So it said, Dear Mr. Depew, Supervisor Town of Plattekill, prohibition of battery storage, battery energy storage system, BESS, zoning statute amendment. So in summary, the town, after having conducted a moratorium to consider methods for regulating BESS, which is BESS, which is the battery storage, has decided and proposed that rather than regulating these types of use, given fire risk concerns, to define them and then add them to the town's prohibited use list. The material submitted for review was a referral form and the draft local law. And this is the recommendations that came back from Ulster County. The recommendations: battery types, advisory comments. The proposed law prohibits all types of BESS systems townwide, but was created in response to the fire risk associated with lithium-ion batteries. The technology is still developing, and other battery options may pose a lesser or limited fire risk by comparison. The town may wish instead to ban all lithium-ion battery storage systems rather than all types, so the town code can be more adaptable as new battery technologies arise over time. Reviewing officer was Robert Leibowitz, AI, CP, Principal Planner for Ulster County. So, I don't want to get into a lengthy discussion with this, but I will entertain the board's opinions, thoughts, or what have you. And the reason why I don't want to get into a lengthy discussion is the simple fact that discussion would be had during a public hearing. So after we wrote that law, we had it vetted through our attorneys. We sent the law to Ulster County Planning. These are the recommendations. They're not the directives that says that we have to do anything. These are these are kind of a response referral saying maybe you'll look at it in a different way, rightfully so. So that being said, I believe that we set a public hearing for this. My anticipation originally was to set a public hearing for our next town board meeting, but since we had the delay where we didn't have our board meeting last week and we have it today, we won't meet the time parameters. So I would set the public hearing for our meeting on 10/15/25. But before I make a motion to do that, what's your guys' take on this letter?
I think it's a positive.
A what?
Positive.
Oh, well, I think
Yeah.
it's went along with
Yeah.
what we've researched and said over the last, I don't know, it's gotta be close to a year, I would say now.
No, I was looking that over, and you've been on this for about 2 years. It's been quite some time.
Oh, is it 2 years?
Yeah, it's been quite
That
some
makes
time.
me feel even worse.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. Well, and to be fair, I don't wanna say that to be derogatory
Oh, no,
or negative.
that's why we studied everything. People
You-
think it wasn't done.
No, you guys hit the ground running way before it was brought to the front burner. And, you know, I thank and commend, you and the guys that went and did all this work. I know you guys went on road trips all over the place, and I'm sure you ate fine food at
No,
fine,
actually, we
fine
didn't eat it
diners.
all. We forgot to get the credit card.
That's good, just don't remember the credit card. But you ate too, I'm sure.
No, we
But
didn't.
nonetheless, I do wanna make recognition to the committee for doing your due diligence and researching this and coming up to this portion. Anybody else have comments onto it? Okay, so at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we set a public hearing date, and, will have to be advertised, but, the public hearing date would be at our meeting on 10/15/2025.
I will second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to set the public hearing date for the battery storage, BESS, on 10/15/25. All right, I thank you. The next on the agenda
Do
is,
you have to take a vote on that, Gene?
oh, I'm sorry, you're right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Good. Would've blown my mind if you guys wouldn't have went with it. Okay, so the next thing was, we did send a second referral response up, and we were working on the, I always call this short-term, storage, but it's
Short-term
short-term rental law. So, this, referral response was also sent up on the same evening, and basically, what this was for was the short-term rental laws. These would be like the Airbnbs and bed and breakfast, and something that I believe it's 30 days or less. So, Ulster County Planning Board, Dean Depew, Supervisor Town of Plattekill, short-term rentals law, other special authorizations. Summary. The town proposed to add a new chapter in the town code to regulate short-term rentals, both owners and non-owner occupied, and has allowed them in all districts except the GB 80 zoning district. So material submitted for review was a referral form and the draft local law. These are the recommendations. Recommendations: the town proposed chapter is very consistent with recommendations commonly made by the County Planning Board, Ulster County Planning Board. In response to the adoption of short-term rental laws over the past several years, the county offers a single required modification to make the proposed chapter more consistent with good planning. And the next chapter here says accessory dwelling units, and I'll refer to them as ADUs, required modifications. The Ulster County Planning Board recommends that short-term rentals in all currently proposed or newly constructed ADUs be prohibited, to be consistent with Ulster County Housing Smart Communities Initiative. These types of units fill a critical need by providing additional affordable housing opportunities for town's residents and should not be removed from the available housing inventory for commercial rentals. Everybody familiar with what ADUs are?
Yes.
Bring you back to life.
So the ADU is folks can actually, if they currently have a residential facility or a residential house, and they're in the appropriate zoning where they can have an accessory area or an accessory addition put on for a mother-daughter or another rental. Basically, there's an opportunity through the Community Starts and RUBCO to file through Ulster County for a grant to have an ADU added to your house. And what that looks like is there's strict parameters, and those parameters mean that the ADU and the intent of the grant is to foster good cost, good cost or rentals, low rentals for folks that need housing. So it helps the community. So that's what that grant is actually for. What they're trying to do is they're trying to say that, and they're not trying, they are in Ulster County, they're saying that with an ADU, you cannot file for a grant for an ADU to put an addition onto your house to sell it as a short-term rental unit. That's not what the intended purpose of that provision is in the law for the ADUs.
It's a layer of protection is what it sounds like.
Exactly. So that's the recommendation. So in between now and the public hearing, under these recommendations, I will tell you that I am going to fit that in to the law If you guys can tell me if you want to, don't want to, that's fine, but, I'm gonna put that in the provision of the law and present that at our public hearing and move forward through there. Okay, any questions on that?
No.
No.
Okay. So I would also like to make a motion to set the public hearing date for 10/15/25 for the short-term rental. That sound good? We have a motion on the floor with a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? So carried. Okay, let's see. Next, we have a JCAP grant for the Justice Court. And with this grant, let me find the paperwork here. With this grant, it was approved to be filed through the Justice Courts, and this was a grant that gives the court system in our building the opportunity to file for specific things that relate directly to the court. This was approved and requested by the two department heads, Justice Gary Ashdown and Justice Anna Maria Maciosa. And basically what this is a request to file for this grant, and I will read the resolution number 54. So, Resolution 54, authorizing justice grant application. The following resolution is made by myself, whereas the town of Plattekill Justice Court has duly prepared an application to receive a grant from the Justice Court Assistance Program, JCAP, and the applicant requires both the passing of and authorizing resolution by the town board of the town and the town supervising signature on the application itself. Whereas the JACP grant application specifically sets forth the items that the court can request. The Plattekill Court are requesting the following. It looks like the first request is for 2 desk organizers or desktop organizers. The second is 2 31-inch wide combo lateral files. 2 66-inch by 72-inch rectangular L-shaped desks. Number 4, 141-inch H deluxe bookcase. Number 5, 1 Garrett super scanner V metal detector. So I'm not sure what that is. I think that might be the scanner that's in the back.
Yeah.
Okay, so whereas the justice have provided the town board with grant applications, whereas the grant, if received, will provide at no cost to the taxpayers at an amount not to exceed $30,000. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Plattekill in Ulster County, New York, hereby supports and authorizes the Justice Court grant application. Is there any questions on this at all? Not hearing any. I
Plain
will.
vanilla, no, I don't.
Excuse me?
I think it's plain vanilla, it's very good.
Good. I would like to make a motion that we go forward with this resolution.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to go forward with this resolution with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carry. The next thing, I will entertain a motion to have the supervisor sign this grant application.
Second,
No, I need a motion.
a motion to sign, that the supervisor sign.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to have the supervisor sign the grant application.
Grant.
We have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carry. All right, thank you.
And the only thing she'll have to do is change this date, correct?
No, we'll change that when we sign it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, when we
Okay.
actually sign it, it will, it'll come out.
Okay.
Let's see. Excuse me. Next, we have the state comptroller codes resolution. So, I received this letter September 12th, 2025. This is to the town board from Jennifer Weber, or Jen Weber, I should say, bookkeeper. Create resolution to correct use of proper state comptroller codes. We currently have been utilizing A.2615 for DARE/DWI funds. However, per the OSC, this code is no longer valid. The proper code is A.3089 for these funds. I would like the town board to acknowledge and approve the proper code usage And also approve the movement of funds from A.215, which will be made inactive once approved, and placed into A.3089 from today and going forward. Okay, so that was the letter that we received, and this is the resolution. So I'm gonna make this as a motion. It is resolved that the New York State Comptroller Code and State Aid, other DARE/DWI funds will be deposited under OSC Code A.3089, as the previous code A.2615 is no longer a valid code with the OSC. On a motion by myself, and looking for a second.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor for resolution number 55 with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried. Now, let me just look at this. Okay, we don't need a motion to sign. Okay, at this time, it is 11:07.
Hold on, are we having public input today?
That's what I'm gonna
Oh,
open,
okay,
I'm gonna
okay.
open up the floor at 11:07
sorry.
for public input, and that is a motion. We have a motion on the floor for public input for 35 seconds. No. With a second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Yes, ma'am, your name?
Mary Ann Depew, I'd like to piggyback on your thanks to everyone. Plattekill Day is a celebration of our town, and it's really awesome to see so much of our town coming together. I loved seeing the children smile, laugh. All the vendors were very happy. They all told us they had a great day, but it's the help of many. The highway department setting up for us. We had volunteers, the town board, we had volunteers from the police department, we had our veterans committee was represented, we had our recreation department. People that work in the town hall volunteered to help us
Who don't even live in
and
the town?
have fun. Right, my friend works there all day long and she doesn't even live in our town. It's really takes many people, and I feel completely comfortable saying on behalf of Sarah and myself, we truly thank you all, everyone.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else for public input? How about that young gal in the back?
Lady in the back.
Okay,
Nothing
thank you.
to say, amazing.
Thank you. Okay, I will make a motion to close public input.
I will
at,
second that motion.
Okay, well, we have a motion on the floor to close public input with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried. I am not going to do we did have on here, I believe, an executive session for personnel matters, but I think we are going to take care of that. What I'm going to do is make a motion to approve the vouchers. I Supervisor Depew, make a motion to pay voucher detail report dated, and this detail report date was dated on September 17th, but we'll change it to today's date, the 22nd, which includes the A General Fund in the amount of $43,169.41, the DA Highway Fund in the amount of $12,914.54, the Clintondale Lighting District in the amount of $14.09, and the Modena Lighting in the amount of $43.36. They seem awful low, don't they? For a grand total in the amount of $56,141.40. Recognizing that the audit committee has reviewed the claims and found them acceptable for payment. So that is a motion with a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And I will ask, is there any questions from Mr. Fazio, comments, concerns?
Yes, actually, there is a comment. You know how we always get people coming in here about budgets, whether it's fire department, library? Well, the library had a budget vote last week. Pretty sad. 71 people as a total voted, 54 against it. 54 for it 17 against it. Personally, I don't care if you're for it or against it, but it'd be nice if people showed up and voted and just instead of complaining all the
And
time.
understood what's going on.
That's my comment.
All right, thank you. Mr. Castillo?
Same thing that James said. If you're not part of it, don't complain about it.
Mr. O'Flaherty?
I wish everyone to have a nice week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So in closing, before I do close, I really truly want to thank all the employees of the town of Plattekill. Once again, knocked it out of the park. Thank you very much for your commitment, all you guys do, and I would like to make a motion to adjourn at 11:20 a.m.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion for adjournment at 11:20 a.m. with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried. Thank you very much, gentlemen.